Are you creating a problem for people for you to then come as a hero and solve? If you're the one creating that problem, if you're the one almost shaming people, that is fine. And I do believe that is unethical, but unfortunately it is something that is still very much out there. And that is in terms of messaging, but also within copywriting. So much of it is based on psychology and human behavior and saying the right things at the right time to almost manipulate the way people are going to act.
Making the choice to differentiate your brand and streamline it and niche it so far down that you are just talking to a finite group of people is really scary.
It is.
And it's really challenging, and it really puts you in a place of fear, like, oh, this is actually going to reduce my sales. This isn't going to let me break through. This isn't going to let me grow. This is going to stop me from growth. And it's actually the complete opposite. But in order to truly apply that, apply that polarizing perspective of I am going to niche down. I am only going to tailor my brand to this specific person, and I'm going to put it in this tone, and I'm only going to use these words. That takes, I think, a lot of bravery and a lot of guts to make that choice ultimately and follow through on it.
Yeah, 100%. You couldn't have said it any better. It is a leap of faith, because in a lot of cases that was not the intention you went in when you created your brand. And I think a lot of I don't know if you watch Shark Tank or the Canadian version Dragon's Den, but every now and then there is a pitch that goes in that says there are millions and millions and millions of women in Canada, and from that, 50% of them have this problem. Therefore, this is the market that I'm talking to, and this is the potential sales just from looking at these numbers. But that is such a wrong approach, because it's not specific enough, and that's usually the feedback that they get. Just because this group of people exist, that doesn't make them your target customers, because there are so many more factors, and your marketing is going to get so lost.
And even with Facebook Ads Manager, when you look at targeting, whether you're allowed doing Advanced Plus or doing manual targeting, Meta will always suggest a medium target group, not the max. It's never the max. The max is always too many. Too small is also too small. But it's always finding that sort of middle ground of what your category is, and making sure that you don't have, a lot of what, I don't know. Have you ever read the book Red Ocean, Blue Ocean?
No,
there's a different title for it, but essentially what it speaks to is a red ocean is where there's a bunch of sharks and everyone's trying to fight for the same customers. And, there's blood in the water, and you can't get any of the customers because there's the bigger sharks are getting the fish, right? And then there's the blue ocean, and the blue ocean has lots of customers and lots of fish. And you have a wealth of fish to choose from and to eat, and you do not have to fight for that fish. So I can't remember I'll find the exact title, but the concept is how to get basically how to find your blue ocean. Very interesting book on positioning and messaging, but taking a little bit of a left turn to tell me the dark side of marketing. Do you ever feel like there's a fine line between effective marketing and manipulation? And where do you think that line is, and how do you make sure that you don't cross it?
Oh, yeah, especially in beauty. And that is one of the things that actually got me into copywriting, going back to my own origin story. And I think with beauty specifically, that line is, are you creating a problem for people for you to then come as a hero and solve? If you're the one creating that problem, if you're the one almost shaming people, that is fine. And I do believe that is unethical, but unfortunately it is something that is still very much out there. And that is in terms of messaging, but also within copywriting. So much of it is based on psychology and human behavior, and saying the right things at the right time to almost manipulate the way people are going to act and react to it. And I think operating always from a place of like consent first and giving people options.
Tell me more.
So,
what do you mean by options?
I see it. I see it a lot with email marketing, for example. There is this very big. Let me articulate what I want to say beforehand. This might need to be edited out, but this big push to sell, sell, sell at all costs, to the point that sometimes I see people, brands saying, if you're not purchasing this, you're dumb. Obviously not in those words, but we've given you all of these reasons to buy this product. You are the perfect person, perfect consumer for this product, and you're still not buying it. We're already offering you this discount. You're not buying it. There must be something wrong with you. And I think that is a very shameful tactic. But
have you seen that?
I have seen it.
Wow.
I have seen it. And these are, again, they're not the brands that you work with, that we choose to work with, but I've seen it. I've been approached by brands like this where the goal is ultimately to make money. It's not to make a difference. It's not to, it's not to change something, but more so to make a quick buck, to sell as much as possible, and at any cost. And we're giving people the option. Consent is presenting information in a way that it's going to resonate with the reader, but they have the option to make their own decision without feeling that sense of shame.